this is an example to show you how to use Excel to do calculations for area. Now imagine this was your PSMT, your assignment, and you had to work out the cost of this green area, like it was the grassed area of some people's gardens, and these gardens had garden beds in them, which we're not going to put grass on. So if we were looking at just one shape, we would want to know the area of this shape, and we would want to know the area of the garden bed, and we would do the big one minus the little one. Now, because there are 3 gardens and we're trying to work out like an overall grass, we're going to do it all in one hit to make it look good on our spreadsheet. So you want some nice titles. So I'll put in here gardens. And then over here, I'll put in garden bed. Now we'll have to move that picture in a little bit. So the gardens have a length and they have a width. And so do the garden beds. Let's move that one over there. They have a length and a width. All right, so I could label these 1, 2, 3. If you've got 4, 5, 6, it really doesn't matter. So however many gardens you have, or whatever it is you're doing that you're finding area of. So I could label this garden 1, garden 2, garden 3. And then same with this one. This can be my garden bed 1, 2, 3. They don't need to be in the same line or anything, because we're going to find the total area of the whole garden. And we're going to find the total area of each garden bed combined. And we're going to subtract the garden beds from the total big area. So garden bed 1 is 9 meters by 8 meters. Garden bed 2 can be the 10 by 4. And garden bed 3 can be the 9 by 9. Now, for this one, this is going to be our actual area. So it will be equal to, it's an equation. If you just type in the answer because you used your calculator, then you're not efficiently using technology and you will lose some marks there for that. So it equals this cell times length times width for area of rectangle, this cell. Now that's my formula, B3 times C3. And when I press enter, I get the answer. Now I can do the same thing here. I can type in equals this times this, or if you've got a lot of them, you can click in the first cell where you have the rule and then move your cursor. So you've got the full cross there, and move your cursor to the corner. See how the cross changed to a little dark cross there? So you click and drag, and then when you release, it finds those areas for you. Now I can do the same over here. I'll make this go fast. Okay, so now I have the area of each full garden and the area of each garden bed. There are 4 garden beds, so that's that one there. Now I want to find the total area. So I'm going to put in here total, and then in this one I'm going to do equals sum, which means to add up all of these things. I'm going to open a bracket, and see how it's telling me number 1, number 2. I'm going to click here and I'm going to drag up. So what I want is you to add all of these for me. And if I close the bracket and then press enter, I have the total. I'm going to come over here and find the total of the garden beds. So put a title, equals sum, brackets, click and drag all the things I want it to add up for me, close brackets and enter. So now I have the total of the whole garden and the total of each of the garden beds. So now what I want is the total grass area, and I know that's equal to the total gardens minus the total garden beds. So if I do that down here, the total grass area, and then in a separate cell, see how I've moved over here, equals, it's this one, the total of my gardens minus the total of my garden beds. And then I can put in my units, or I can just talk about that in my assignment proper. Now I would obviously go back and make these bold and put in some actual grid lines, etc., to make it look good and take a screenshot for my assignment. right? And when I take a screenshot, I want to include these numbers up here to make sure it looks like it came from a spreadsheet to prove that I did use technology. The other thing I want to do is I want to prove that I didn't just do 6 times 2 in my head or with my calculator and write the number 12 in there. I want to prove that that is a formula and that I actually use the spreadsheet to do this. Now, the way that you do that is you put a screenshot of the formulas in. And the way that you do that is you go up here to formulas, click on formulas, you come across here and there's this one over here which says show formulas. Now when I click on that, instead of the numbers in the cells, you can see the formulas. So I would take a screenshot of this to also paste into my assignment to prove that I used Excel's formulas instead of just typing in my answers. Now, to get rid of that, you come back up here to the show formulas and you click on it and it goes back to just showing the answers. So that's how you could set this out. Now, this would work for anything. If you have walls that you're trying to paint and you're removing a door or a window, you can do the same thing. The full wall, this could be your doors and windows, and you do the full area minus the area of all your doors and windows. So this works for anything where you're trying to subtract a bunch of areas from a bigger area. Happy days!